Okay, I think we're all set. So, it is up to you, Ken, whether you will open your camera or not. By the way, how was your day so far?
Oh, okay. My day was good. I was in a good mood today.
Oh, you were in a good mood today. But I think that our topic is kind of on a side of a negative way because we're talking about fear later. But I hope that you will share again your um what very smart way of sharing ideas. Okay. Anyways, how did you spend your weekdays?
Today I got vaccinated with my
Oh,
dad. And I also and for lunch I go out and eat some. I eat out and for I eat out with some pizza.
speaking of pizza, I also had pizza the other day. Anyways, what is your favorite flavor for a pizza? What do you usually
Oh,
order?
probably maybe about like a seafood one.
What about pepperoni or Hawaiian?
Oh, yes, I also like the Hawaiian, but today I decided to try out the seafood. I think that flavor is also kind of great.
And what it makes unique compared to the other flavor of pizzas?
Oh, I mean, I didn't like it the most, but it still is a great flavor. I think that in that there is like seafood, of course, and I love the seafood inside it.
Okay, maybe the next time I will try seafoods too. Because it sounds quite interesting. Anyways, based from what we've discussed last Sunday, what can you still remember, Ken,
Oh,
for
I
the last
remember
topic that
about
we had?
the last topic that we had. If I remember correctly, then it is war, right?
Mm-hmm. It is about war. And what is the statement that you can give for us to recall what war is?
Was is like the battle between many countries to get like the other country land, kind of like that.
Okay, so that is war, and we have like a positive and a negative sides of war. But either the two, of course, we should not tolerate having war, of course, especially when it costs like lots of life to lose. Anyways, talking about fear, when is the exact time that you could still remember that you feared something or someone?
Oh, the last time I got like fear kind of is when I accidentally got like a kind of bad grade in my math class, and I'm scared that my mommy and dad is going to be angry at me, and that came to true, of course. That was the one time that I kind of fear.
Okay, why do you fear like having not a so good, not having a for example a high grades on math? What is the main reason aside from your mom being what? Aside from your expectation that your mom will yell at you once she knew about you having a low grade in math. What else? What's the reason why you fear having
Maybe it's
a low grade?
if I had broken something. Maybe it's kind of valuable to my mom and my dad, or maybe someone. That is also one of the times I kind of fear.
Okay. So aside from those things, do you fear like, or do you have this fear of losing someone?
no, I don't really have that kind of fear.
What about losing something important? For example, a cell phone that
Um,
your mom bought for you.
I don't have a cell phone, not really, because the cell phone that I have is I'm kind of old.
Okay.
Oh, um, but sometimes I kind of like have afraid of that I may forget my phone. I may forget my phone at somewhere, maybe um at my class when I bring it with me. I sometimes just bring it with me because I need them to like take some pictures. I sometimes do that, and I'm scared that maybe one day I will forget them at the class, and someone may take it from me, and I will lose it.
Of course, everyone feared of losing their phone. Anyways, give me the simplest thing that you feared of. Simplest.
Maybe I fear heights. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm not really kind of fear of heights.
Okay, and what's the
I
reason?
don't really um I don't know. I'm not kind of fear of heights. But some people do have like the fear of heights. They're scared when they are like look at somewhere kind of high. They will have like afraid of it and kind of nervous.
Okay. So, for example, I am also like having a fear on heights. I don't like looking on the ground while I am like above the ground or somewhat whenever I'm in the building and then I'm like seeing those people on the ground the different cars, the different infrastructure, and then I'm like above them. Anyways, um, what is what is your biggest fear?
I don't kind of have like that kind of thing though. Maybe sometimes I kind of afraid of the darkness, but not now. Kind of. I don't have like such like the things I kind of afraid of. Maybe I'm kind of afraid of like bugs, but that's not kind of fear or something.
Okay, so how do you usually deal with your fear?
Oh, maybe kind of make it not invisible to me. Maybe if I have like kind of afraid of the bugs, then I will like try to kill it and maybe also um put it away from me. I don't like bugs. I think that kind of my strength to like have to like look at someone who kind of like have bug as their pet. I just think it's kind of weird.
Okay. And do you think that having a fear or having fear for something is okay or not? What do you think?
I think, I think it is okay if you kind of fear something. Maybe you fear going to an airplane. Maybe it's because maybe some kind of accident, but also because maybe it's the first time doing it.
Okay, so we have different reasons why we feared about something. Okay, so let's have a proper discussion is starting from question number one. Can you please read it now and then give me your opinion?
How can we overcome our fear? I think there are many ways of overcome our fear. Maybe we got to understand first. We got to understand what are we actually kind of scared of. If you cannot find the actual reason for it, then maybe we can never actually like kind of overcome it. And maybe if you kind of turn off the light and then you are fear of something, you cannot find out what it is. It's going to be kind of hard to overcome our fear. Not fear. Maybe it's because maybe some kind of the horror movie you watch, or maybe something. And maybe you are scared of the bug. Maybe it's not because of the bug, but because of the other things. Maybe something you've seen on the TV. Maybe they like what they do to us and how they can harm us. Maybe that is why you are fear of them. And second is you must calm down because they're not always be like that. Maybe when you're scared of the darkness, maybe because of something, there may be like maybe a ghost in a horror movie going to come you. Then maybe you got to calm down and think it's not like actually real. It's just a movie. And there is not such a thing like that. And maybe you shouldn't like kind of fear like of that thing. Maybe if you like scared of some insect, then you also need to calm down. That's the first thing. You got to like you're bigger than them, right? Then you could just kind of step on them. You're bigger than them. You can kill them easily. They're not just kind of some kind of big human. They are just some small insects that cannot even hurt us. But we are actually the people who hurt it, not them.
Okay. So since we have those kinds of things that we have to do in order to overcome fear, in your own opinion, how can someone who's like not outgoing, someone who likes being alone, overcome his or her fear?
Oh,
What is the best way?
there are many reasons of people who are kind of scared of the social. Maybe because one of the time they see someone do something to the others. Maybe that is when they got that kind of fear. Then maybe you can do a lot in order to kind of lower your fear down. Kind of like it. Maybe you should see like a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you're also scared of them. Like maybe you should like stop thinking about it. You have to like kind of forget it. Else maybe it's going to be bad. Or you, like just staying in your room without meeting anyone is kind of strange. Like imagine you're just in this room and you are in here just doing nothing. Just stay in your room. It's just kind of weird. Don't you see like that? Like how you even going to eat? Maybe your parents will bring it to you, but they cannot always do like that. So maybe you should like see a doctor or something.
Okay. But what about, okay, since you've mentioned about consulting to a doctor or to a professional, how can someone who feared a doctor or who feared telling to the professional overcome their fear? What if the
Oh,
doctor or seeing a doctor is their fear?
maybe kind of. Just kind of. That doctor is like kind of maybe kind of um trying to become their friends. Like they need to become like their friends in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe become like a very normal person. Like they need to like look at them as a normal person, not a doctor. And then maybe they will slowly give them some advice. And if not, maybe they will try to do the best. Maybe something like that.
Okay, that is quite acceptable, of course. But yeah, so do you think that having a fear can lead for a mental disorder to have an opportunity to invade a person's life?
Maybe yes, kind of. If you have fear of like the social
Mm-hmm.
as the real life, then maybe you have like a large problem in order to go out and do some basic things. Maybe like to buy something, you may if you have the fear of it, then it's like kind of almost impossible to do it. And
Okay.
maybe if you height, maybe you can never go to somewhere high, maybe a mountain, which a lot of people have wished that they can go there. And if you
Oh,
got an opportunity for that, you will never do it because of your fear.
uh,
Maybe.
okay. So talking about fear, it is somewhat telling us that okay, you were scared of something. You fear of different things that will harm you. So do you think that fear can also cause somewhat a positive feedback on on a person? Do you think it has a positive effect on a person?
Maybe if they got something like kind of like the fear of dirtiness, maybe they will have some positive effect, like they will constantly clean their house until it's
Okay.
actually clean.
Yeah.
Like
Cleaning their house
the
could
physical.
also cleaning the house could also be a way in order for you to lessen your fear of okay, what if your mother will yell at you whenever he or I mean whenever she saw you like okay, your place is so messy. So yes, I have to agree like cleaning your house could also be a way in order for you to overcome fear against your mother. Okay. What about um what do you think are the other reasons why a person has a fear?
Um, there is like a lot of reasons for that. Maybe what they like experience with it. Like maybe someone are afraid of the elevator. Maybe it's because they used to have an accident with it. Maybe that is when they have the fear of like going to into an elevator. Or maybe
Mm-hmm.
when they like kind of fear of go to somewhere like a metal box. Maybe they fear of it because they used to get an accident. Some people are fear of height because what they have seen or maybe what they have experienced and maybe they've fallen off from it. Maybe so that's why they are kind of scared of it.
Mm-hmm. So, since you were also mentioning about the fear of heights, fear of something, okay, fear of those things that you've mentioned. So, do you think that a phobia is the other term for fear? Are you familiar with that
Kind of
word?
like it. Oh yes, I
Phobia
remember
or
phobia. I
traumas.
used to heard of this.
Are you familiar with these
I
terms?
used to heard of I used to heard of them and maybe like kind of I used to heard a lot of them. I cannot really remember one because they're kind of long and some people also get like the fear of long words. I don't know what something a phobia something. I don't remember.
Okay, so let me enlighten you, or let me like kind of share you a little hint about those words. So when we say having a phobia, it's like you were fearing something. You are very scared of something to the point that you don't want to see that particular thing that scares you. When having a trauma, it is your fear of you're having a fear on something that might happen again. You were fear of repeating the same mistake that you've done. It's like you are at your utmost is scared moment. That is a phobia and traumas. So the highest or the
Hmm.
superlative
Okay.
meaning for fear. So okay.
Okay.
Okay. So can we proceed now to question number 2?
Yes, we can.
Okay, of course. We have
What happened?
okay. I am so sorry. Maybe it's because of my signal. Okay, anyways. What about now number 2? Can you please read it and then tell me about your insight about it?
What are the benefits of fear? I cannot really find a lot of benefit from fear. Like most of them are kind of the rather the positive, oh I mean negative effect from fear. Most of them, but sometimes they may have some benefits. And maybe if you get a fear of dirtiness, maybe you will kind of want to clean your house constantly. And maybe if you like have a fear of something, maybe it may also help you to kind of put more on something. Maybe it also may help you on something too. Maybe the fear of getting on a low grade, maybe it could help you on maybe studying more, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
just cheating more. And sometimes it's maybe pushing you in some kind of things that are positive. It can it's not necessarily have to be negative effect on fear. Some fear may some kind of fear may not be that kind of positive. They may be even negative, but they sometimes can be positive.
Okay, so do you think that fear is or can also be considered as someone's motivation?
Not really, but yes, they can. Yes, they can be to kind of things like that.
Okay, so do you agree that okay, if for example you have a fear of something, do you think that could also be your way in order to develop confidence?
I don't really think so, because if you got a fear of something, maybe it's rather will make you kind of look stupid when you go outside. Maybe you got the fear of like some bugs. Maybe when you see a bug, maybe it's small. Normal people will look normal in it, but to you it may look like a monster.
Mm-hmm. But what about when doing a public speak or public speech? For example, you were asked by your teacher to present a speech um about anxiety, and you have this fear of facing the crowd. Do you think that could somewhat improve your self confidence or develop your confidence whenever or if ever you will accept
Um,
your teacher's request?
it's kind of hard to like say it because most of the time is like when you have that kind of fear, maybe when the teacher is asking someone, not especially you, then maybe you are not going to be kind of raise your hands and be like that. But when the teacher like kind of point it to you, maybe you may not do well with it, but maybe
Mm-hmm.
you will develop some confidence. Maybe not a lot.
Okay, but what if your teacher would tell you, like, okay, you can do it. I know that you can because you're very good at writing essays. Would you take that opportunity in order to overcome your fear of speaking? Your mic is off, Ken.
Oh, maybe some people may not even want to do it. Now maybe they know that they're already not good at it because of their fear. So maybe they will not accept that. Some
Okay.
people may accept it though, but maybe they will not
But if you were
like.
in that position, what will you do?
Oh, maybe I will not accepting it. I don't like to be like that.
Okay. So, meaning to say you're like, okay, I'm gonna, for example, this is your thought. I will only grab that opportunity if ever I know in myself that I could do it. But if not, no one can force me. Am I right? Is that your what how to say this
Yeah,
one? Okay. Okay, because as far
yeah.
as I can
The
remember, you've mentioned the last time that you hate when someone controls your life, right?
yes, I
Okay,
do hate that kind of feelings.
okay.
It's
I
just
did.
kind of weird that someone just kind of controlling my life. Like I don't have like the thing to do with.
It is a very
Kind of.
weird. I have to say that. Okay. So, what about having our thoughts on number three?
Oh, what are the disadvantage of fear? Maybe fear will stop us and prevent us from doing many great things that many people can do. Maybe climbing a mountain. Some people cannot do it because they got a fear of heights. Maybe go to like tell what you are thinking. Maybe some people may cannot do it because they have like some kind of fear that makes them cannot do it. And maybe they will be have like some anxious, some upset because of it, but they cannot still get over it, overcome it because it's a, has kind of become kind of too big. It may also kind of affect your health because what have done it. Maybe if you are kind of fear of like maybe kind of things, it may like stop you from doing some great things. Maybe if you have like the fear of like fast speed, maybe you are not going to be able to do it. Like maybe ride a car,
Mm-hmm.
like something like it. You may not do something that usually great for people who don't have it, but now because you have it, you cannot experience it.
Okay, so do you think that fear can be controlled or or can we stop it permanently? Can we just control it or stop permanently?
Um, we can control it if we know, kind of. We could control it though. Maybe if you know what is actually causing it, maybe you will know. Maybe it's maybe because of what you have done, maybe what you have seen. Maybe if you somehow kind of forget it, maybe you may get over. Oh, you may overcome it.
Okay, so do
Yes.
you think that having a fear, or this is in your own opinion, okay? So having a fear would hold you back with your ambition, with your goals, with those
Yes.
things that you want to do.
Like maybe if you got a fear of flight, maybe flying, or maybe go to somewhere high, maybe it will hold you back from traveling around the world. You have to travel around by ship. But today ship are kind of like usually only used for packaging. They're not really big for things like
Mm-hmm.
travel. Um, because ships are usually kind of I don't know maybe kind of not popular with traveling today. It may be in the past, but today they are like the most popular. And maybe if you got a fear of heights, it may hold you back from the dream of traveling like kind of around the world. Things like that.
Okay, very good. What about, okay, again, in your own opinion, how can fear affect your health, your physical health? Let's start from physical health.
Oh, and I cannot really find anything. Like the most like maybe you can have like the fear of kind of like I don't know maybe meeting people Maybe
Mm-hmm.
it will make you kind of like scared. Maybe you cannot go outside and maybe practice. You cannot 1, 2, 3, and you may not want to go to the gym. You cannot. You would just stay at your home, and maybe you are not even meeting your kind of like people like your family too, because you have the fear of people, so you may miss a lot of things.
Okay, what about how do you think fear can affect your emotional health?
It may make you kind of, I know, maybe angry, kind of things like that.
How about when it comes to your
Like
social health? Or okay, okay, go on. Let's talk social health later. Go. Whatever you wanted to add with the emotional health. Go.
maybe emotional health and what you're thinking, like how good you are. And maybe if you're emotional or bad, you will not have doing those things good. And normally you will get a high score of at least 100, but now because you in like a bad mood, you maybe only get lower than that, maybe 50 or maybe 60. You may not be the best as you are because you're not kind of lame. Your like mental health are just kind of down. It's not kind of high. Maybe that's why. Like mental health may also affect your like kind of physical health too. Maybe because what you are thinking. Maybe if you are kind of sad, you may want to do something. You may don't not want to go outside. You may want to kind of like just kind of play. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to work. This may affect your physical health too. So maybe having a fear is not that good. Yeah.
Okay, fantastic. But what about do you think that we always have to consider our emotional health when dealing with our fear? Do you
No, we
always
should also
okay.
consider our physical health too. Both of them are kind of both of them are most important. You
Mm-hmm.
cannot just forget one. You need to like kind of have it nice the same. You cannot just kind of good at like kind of emotional but not good as your physical. You need to be good at both.
Okay. So since we've discussed or you already mentioned how fear can affect your physical, your emotional health or standing, but what about how can fear affect your social living?
Oh, like do you mean like with everyone else? Kind of like that?
Yes, what I mean is like your way of interacting to other people. How can
Oh,
fear affect
kind
that one?
of, maybe if you have like the fear of crowd, maybe you cannot go to somewhere crowd. Maybe a band, your favorite band,
Mm-hmm.
maybe BTS or something. I don't know. Maybe you only go to somewhere that don't have a lot of people. Maybe with only a few friends, or maybe it's just a few people in that place. You don't like to go somewhere crowd. That may affect your social health too. And people may look at you kind of weird, and you don't want to go to somewhere. Maybe Disneyland is kind of fun, but it's have a lot of people because you're kind of figurative, so they cannot go to there.
Okay. So since you did had a great job sharing your ideas on how fear can affect your social living, but what about proceeding with question number 4, which is try to read this one and then give me your answer.
Um, Why do some people enjoy watching scary movies? Some people enjoy watching scary movies because of what they do. Maybe they kind of affect what they're thinking. Some people kind of love it not because they're scary, but rather they're fun. Some people though, do you know that some people like to kind of like scare of something? Kind of like that. Like maybe the daily life are kind of just boring. Just reality is kind of boring. You just go to school, writing, go back to school. Oh, I mean, go back to your house, sleep, and then just
Mm-hmm.
wake up, do the normal thing. Maybe scary movies may help you to kind of like make your boring daily life become an exciting. Maybe that's maybe some very exciting experience and maybe also kind of curious. This could also affect you as a movie. But scary movie usually have something kind of like scary that the part beats. Like with normal movies, they just kind of heavy. Like maybe it's about the love movie, but sometimes maybe kind of even more boring than your life. Then maybe they just kind of talking, but scary movies may have something that is unreal, like may not be proof that exists, like maybe a ghost or something. That's why they are kind of like curious and sometimes kind of fun to see. When you like kind of like love to watch some scary movies, like some people also love to like watch it kind of almost everywhere too.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have to agree that yes, the reason why people enjoy watching scary movies because for some it is a form of what a fun or there is an excitement when watching movies um because of so many reasons or things that can be watched with that movie. But what about? I am like a bit curious. So if a person is scared of the real life zombies, the zombies, okay, for example, the zombies or the ghost. So why do they have to create lots of movies relating to it? Giving the fact that they all knew that that particular movie would give a fear to someone. Why do you think?
I think they still do it because some people are not fear of those though. And some people are like not even scared of those, but rather like them. Yeah, some people are kind of like it. They're not even like kind of fear of anything. They're
Mm-hmm.
kind of like like this scary thing that's kind of
Of
oh I just see your camera just kind of turn off.
I know.
So it's
I'm
just
sorry.
kind of
I did press it accidentally. Okay, go on.
like some people don't actually scare it, but they rather like kind of want something that is actually fun. Maybe something that they love are now kind of boring. Maybe that's something that's scary are kind of fun. Some people like to like fear, kind of like it. They
Okay,
kind of like that though. Yeah.
okay, but what if those kind of movies will threaten the condition of a person? For example, that person has a fear, but suddenly it develops into a mental health disorder. So what do you think?
Oh, can you say again, please?
Okay. So what if those movies will threaten the condition of a person? Do you think it is a good thing or not to stop the those or to stop the production of those kind of movies?
I think those movies are still kind of like being loved, kind of a bit kind of everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe they're scary, but many people still love to watch it. Like not really they're bad. They don't necessarily have to be bad. They can also be kind of good. And our remaining time is running out. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe we should also consider kind of switching the classroom.
Okay, so before we continue, can we proceed to our other room because we have like 10 seconds remaining. Let's go.